Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. If you notice something different, it's because I just got a new couch. I kind of vlogged it. I got it at Costco for those of you who are gonna ask. I'm sure some of you will notice this new couch. It's amazing. I'm so happy I got rid of the other couch. This video I have been wanting to film for a while and I'm finally sitting down to do it, and I really hope you'll enjoy it. It's a makeup related video, but it's also affordable makeup, which I know a lot of you guys will love. So I've been like compiling a list and writing down all of my favorites so I don't forget anything. And these products are tried and true favorites of mine. I didn't just go to the drugstore to pick up some things and then show them to you to say, oh, I'm doing a drugstore video. No, these are products that I use every day or very often, products that I incorporate into my daily beauty routine. I personally love high-end makeup. I love lower-end makeup. There's things that I prefer from like higher-end brands, but there's also things from the drugstore that I prefer purchasing from, like mascara. I've said this before, but I really feel like drugstore makeup has come such a long way in recent years. If I think back to when I started YouTube in 2008, drugstore makeup was not where it's at right now. But over the years, companies have really caught on and have come out with some really amazing products at really great prices. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is foundation. Now, I don't really have a primer favorite from the drugstore. Pop did send me this 24 karat face base. It's radiance blurring. I've only been using it for a few weeks. I do like it. It says to close your eyes and mist and then, you know, like a face mist, but what I do is I just spray some in my hand and then just rub it all over my face. Now I'm going to talk about my two favorite foundations, and the first one is by Wet n Wild. It's super affordable and it's their Photo Focus foundation. I bought this in the spring and I went through a really big phase with it where I was using it exclusively, and then I was trying a bunch of different foundations and CC creams and tinted moisturizers and stuff like that. I kind of temporarily forgot about this. When I wanted to film this video, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use all these products for a few days and just see how I like them, see if I still like them. I love this foundation. If you're on a budget, or even if you're not on a budget and just want a really good foundation, this is amazing. I would say it's pretty comparable to my Armani Luminous Silk foundation. It covers up my imperfections really nicely, but what I really like about it is it still looks like skin. It doesn't look heavy. I feel like an issue I have with a lot of drugstore foundations is that they're just very heavy. So I really like the foundations that still let your skin look like skin, but they also cover really well and just look really nice on the skin. The next foundation I don't have, I actually finished it and I haven't repurchased it. It's the Milani, I think it's 2-in-1 foundation. That foundation is great. It's super full coverage. I love the finish of it. I haven't used it in a while, but next time I'm around somewhere that sells Milani, I'm definitely gonna pick up another bottle because it's a really great foundation. Now, concealers, listen. I am pretty loyal to my favorite concealers. My favorite concealers are the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer and the Tarte Shape Tape. I have not found a drugstore concealer that has blown me away. For the purpose of this video, I did use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. I would say this is good for some little blemishes. This is good for touching up because it blends really nicely into your foundation, but it doesn't provide a ton of coverage underneath my eyes. I have pretty bad dark circles. I'm Mediterranean, so that's pretty common in people who are like Italian, Greek. We get really dark under eye circles. So for me, it's really important that my concealer covers really, really well and also doesn't get cakey or crease underneath my eyes. This I feel just isn't opaque enough for me, but like I said, I do really like it to touch on, to put on blemishes. I'm gonna stick this in my purse because it is very creamy and very easy to blend into your makeup on top of powder, under powder. For that purpose, I like it, but for under eyes, I just haven't found my holy grail concealer from the drugstore. Now we're gonna talk setting powders. I love under eye setting powders, and I purchased this a few months ago. It's the COTY Air Spun Original Formula Loose Face Powder. I bought this, I'm sure like many other people, because of Tati, Glam Life Guru, she loves this. I do really like this one. It just kind of puts me off because number one, I think the packaging is really, really messy. Like it goes all over the place. It has sort of like an old lady smell. You know what I mean? You get it all over your leggings because it just spurts everywhere. You inhale it. The packaging is not the best, the scent is not the best, but it does set your eyes really, really well. I use it to bake. It does a really good job of setting my foundation and concealers. It doesn't crease. And for the cost, I think it's around $5. You really can't beat it. So if you're on a budget and you want to get a good under eye baking powder, this is for you. The next thing I'm gonna talk about are bronzers. I got a lot of questions about what my favorite bronzer is. And truthfully, my two favorite bronzers are from the drugstore. I go through phases where I like one more than the other, but honestly, they're both great and such good quality and at such a good price. The first one I'm gonna talk about is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I have the darker version. There's a lighter version and a darker version. What I really love about this one is that it's a true brown. There's like no orange tones. There's not really any shimmer. And it's very, very creamy for being a powder. I find it blends really well into your face makeup. It doesn't look splotchy. I just find it blends like a dream and gives a really nice glow without looking orange or red. It's just like the perfect tone. So I love this one. I use it to contour, I use it to bronze, I use it on my neck if I have like a foundation line. Another bronzer that I use for the same purpose is the L'Oreal Glam Bronze. Don't know the color of this one. Oh, number 6, Golden Bronze. This one is very similar to the Physicians Formula as well. The reason why I think I prefer the Physicians Formula though is just because I find it blends a little bit easier and I find it looks a little bit smoother on the skin. This one is still great, still does a good job. I really love the tone of it, but I find that the Physicians Formula is easier to blend on my face. They're just really great bronzers, truthfully. They're what I use on an everyday basis. Now we're gonna move into highlighters, and I actually have a lot of highlighters from the drugstore. I have a lot of highlighters in general. I love a good glow. I know matte skin is really in, but I still like looking a little bit dewy, a little bit fresh, like I have a glow from within. I feel like you either get a really good drugstore highlighter or you get one that's like chalky and not very creamy. I think I found like the prettiest highlighters. They're all super creamy, super pigmented. They look very smooth on your cheek. They're not glittery, they're not chunky. In general, my favorite highlighters are by Becca. I feel like they really set the standards for highlighters. The two newest ones I purchased are also by Physicians Formula, and they are their butter highlighters. These are such a unique product and they are seriously stunning. They have a very, very weird texture, and it kind of throws me for a loop every single time I use it because you'll rub your finger on it and it feels like a cream, but it's a powder. So this one is called Rose Gold. I'm just gonna swatch it right here. And it is beautiful. Obviously the finger swatch is like very heavy. It is super pigmented, but I love, it's what I'm wearing today with the other one, and if you mix these together, they are seriously stunning. The next one is called Champagne. They also have one that is a little, it looks like it would be holographic. It's white, but that's not really the type that I'm into. That is the Champagne. My favorite way to apply it is I'll just take it on my finger and then I'll dot it on my cheek and then I'll blend it out with a brush. I feel like that is the best way to apply it, and it looks so good on the skin. The next two that I'm going to talk about are the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder, and once again we're with like the Champagne and the Rose Gold. And this one is not as creamy but still beautiful in its own right. It is this one up here, so pretty similar. These are more of like a sheen, and I really like that, especially when I'm doing more of a natural makeup look. And then the next one is called Crown of My Canopy, and this is their Rose Gold one. I don't know if you can see it, it's at the bottom. Honestly, if you were to choose between the Wet n Wild and the Physicians Formula, I would probably go with the Physicians Formula just because it's very creamy, but the price, there's a little bit of a price difference, and Wet n Wild is more affordable than Physicians Formula. And then the last one is by Maybelline, and it's their Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter, and the color is called Molten Gold. This is super creamy as well, and a beautiful like pale gold, not yellow at all highlighter. Very similar in my opinion to Champagne Pop by Becca. So that's it for face. Now we're gonna move into eyes. For those of you who are familiar with my channel, you know I love a good bronzy eye, and this is one of my all-time favorite bronze eyeshadows. It's by L'Oreal, and it's their Infallible Paints Metallic, and this color is 402 Brass Knuckles, and it is just a beautiful bronze shade, a true bronze, no red. It is a beautiful color. It's almost like a little bit cool toned, which I like because my skin does tend to pull red. So on me, it ends up being the perfect bronze color and such a good price too. Now we're gonna talk about mascara. I just have a hard time spending more than $10 on mascara. I don't know why. I have no issue spending $70 on a foundation, but ask me to spend $23 on a mascara and that's where I draw the line. And the trick to my lashes is my Tweezerman eyelash curler. I'll link it down below. It's a total game changer and makes your lashes look incredible. My all-time favorite mascara from the drugstore is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Luscious Full Fan Effect mascara. I bought this a few years ago. I used it consistently, and then I kind of get into moods where I'm like, I've been using this for so long, I want to try something else. And then I come back to this and I'm like, why did I ever stop using this? I love Maybelline's mascaras. I think they make my favorite mascaras out of every brand. When it comes to mascara, I always get the Blackest Black because I like black lashes. I did have lash extensions at one point and people always ask me like what I think about them. For me, the maintenance was just too much for me, and I miss being able to rub my eyes. I miss being able to use oil. So for me, lash extensions just didn't work with my lifestyle, but my sister and my mom both have lash extensions and they love them. And recently, Maybelline came out with a new mascara called Total Temptation, and I really do like this, especially on days where I'm not doing like a full face of makeup. This gives you mega volume. This one is very lengthening, I find, which I like on days when I'm not doing a full face of makeup because it just makes your lashes look very long and fluttery. You know, it's coconut scented, which doesn't like make or break it for me. Back in the day, Anastasia was like pretty much the only brand that had these like really fine pencils. And then as companies started catching on, they started coming out with their own pencils. I have tried the NYX Micro Brow. This one is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in Dark Brunette. I use that all the time. I don't really have a preference in terms of which one I find the best. The next thing is a Maybelline Curvitude liquid eyeliner. I used to do liquid eyeliner every single day. I did a wing, but I did find some really great drugstore liquid eyeliners. This one is by Maybelline. It's super black, goes on really easy. I like that there's a curve. It has a great tip. The pen stays really pigmented. I still use this when I do a winged eyeliner. Now we're gonna move on to lips. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about are lip liners. Now I don't know where my Maybelline lip liner is, but there is a lip liner by Maybelline. I'll put the name here. I love those lip liners, especially in the shade called Magnetic Mauve. There's something about those lip liners. I don't know if they're like a little bit waxy, but they just cling to your lip line and they don't budge all day. They make your lips look really pouty. Overall, I'm a big fan of those Maybelline lip liners, and they're probably my all-time favorite from the drugstore. Another one that I recently found though is by Rimmel, and it's the color Tiramisu. It's the perfect nudie brown lip liner. And I love it. It's perfect for over drying your lips or making your lips look a little bit more plump. It is not too dark, it's not too light. It's like the perfect happy medium. It really reminds me of my Laura Mercier Chestnut lip liner that I love, or my Makeup Forever 3C lip liner that I love. I've been reaching for this over my other lip liners because it's super creamy and the tone just works really well on my lip. Now we're gonna talk lipsticks. The first one, which is probably my all-time favorite drugstore lipstick, is by NYX, and it's in the color Sophisticated. It's what I'm wearing today. It is the perfect pinky nude color. You guys are gonna love this. I feel like everyone needs this lip color. If you like pinky nude lip colors like I do, if you have a similar taste in lip products as I do, you will not regret this. It's the NYX Pinup Pout. Another one is super affordable, and I used to be obsessed with this a few years ago, and it's the Makeup Forever 902C Bare It All. These are actually very, very similar in color, which is probably why I like both of them so much. And then this one I actually purchased on recommendation from my friend Steph. It is the Maybelline, I don't know what it's called, Color Sensational number 920 Nude Lust. And this is just a great lip topper for every day to just keep in your purse and not have to worry about it. The other ones, I'd say they're not matte. I would say they're more of like a satin. They're not glossy at all. This one has a little bit more shine. So I'm gonna put a little on. It's also great if you feel like your lips are a little bit dark because it's a little bit nude, but it still has a really good balance. And then my last drugstore favorite is a lip gloss. And this is one of my colors. I have a few other ones, but this is the NYX Butter Gloss, and this one is in the color Tiramisu. I love these. They're super pigmented. They're really creamy. They make your lips look really supple, and they're very comfortable to wear. They're not sticky. I want to get more colors. I just think it looks so good. And since I don't have any gloss on today, I'm just gonna pop. The texture of these is great. I love that they're cream. I would honestly say they actually remind me of the Buxom lip glosses that I love, the full-on lip creams, I think, but they're not plumping. They just make your lips look very plump and supple and glossy, and I love them. So that pretty much wraps up my favorites from the drugstore. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are really my tried and true favorites. I would not hesitate to recommend them to any of you. Regardless of price, I think they are a great product for what they are, not just because they were more affordable affordable. I think that they're great products in general, because I know sometimes people are like, oh, it's good for a drugstore product. No, these are good products in general, and I would really recommend them. Thank you all so much for watching. Like always, links to everything in my shades will be listed in the down bar down below. And if you try any of these things, please let me know. Send me a picture on Instagram or tweet me, comment, and let me know if you try any of them, because I really hope you love them as much as I do. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I hope you have a great day or night depending on when you watch this, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.